Recording in three, two, one. What's up, everybody? This is the Yapcast Podcast. We're a bunch of college students, first years actually, and this is a side hobby. We're having fun. It's also our first episode, so there's also going to be a lot of problems. So please bear with us. But to start, besides that, I am your host. My name is Alex, probably co-host, depending on you know who comes up with that leadership position. But just to get straight into it, I mean, we have a bunch of hungry guests over here. And to start off, I mean, I might as well just go with Miguel. So, Miguel, please introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Miguel. Like Alex said, we're all first year college students. I think I'm the only one going to a public college, kind of a JUCO, but yeah. And we're doing our icebreakers, right?
Yeah.
And see, one thing I'm thankful for this year is this little group we got going. This is something really exciting. College is a very stressful thing. Life is very stressful, so having a little group to confide in is really exciting.
Awesome, man. And I mean, pass it off to someone. Go ahead.
Let's go with my little cousin Mateo.
All right, disclaimer: me and Miguel are not cousins. Me and Chris are the ones that are actually cousins. But
brother.
we'll touch upon the story, like why me and Miguel say we're cousins, a little bit later in the podcast. But as you said, my name is Mateo, first year at California State University Fullerton, down in Orange County. And yeah, one thing I'm thankful for is just still being here. Honestly, like a lot of people take it for granted, just like waking up every single day. And funny story, like today, I slept at 11, and when I woke up at 5, I had to make sure it was either night or morning because I did not know. Because
You're an idiot.
my sleep schedule. Hey, come on now, dude. I look out my window, and it's like, it's dark, and I'm like, is it 5 in the morning, 5 at night? And my phone's on military time, so it's at 17.
Oh,
so
okay,
I was
military
fine.
man.
Military time. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir. All right, actual cousin, let's hear it.
Alright, my name's Chris. I go to Cal Poly Sloan and I'm a music major first year. And something that I'm thankful for is just like, I guess sort of like the opportunities I've had so far. To be able to be collaborating with some like super cool people, some really good ensembles, and with professors who are extremely courteous and extremely helpful, and they honestly understand what us college students may or may not be going through. And yeah, I'm just thankful for like the environment that I'm in because it's a really cool place to be. Cal is a really cool place to be. So yeah. Pass it off to Caitlyn. Let's see.
Yay! Okay, I'm Caitlyn, um, first year college student at City College, and my major is
City
business
College where?
economics. San Francisco.
Oh, I lied. I'm
Back
not
at home.
What the?
I lied. My bad.
I don't know. I mean, I'm actually thankful that I stayed here because then I could work on myself, and it's also a lot easier to join clubs or sport because, like,
It's easier to relate.
I don't know, everyone's just trying to transfer there, so it's just easy to get leadership positions everywhere.
Cool. And we actually we have a little sneak peek at a potential guest on the show. We have a guy named Juan here. You see his profile picture over there. He's muted right now. He can't really bring anything to the table at the moment, but he is a first year college student at Filipino University, and basically,
Mr. Motherland himself,
so
all the way from the Philippines.
yes,
Hey,
Juan is
from the
he's a true
Philippines.
Filipino. He was in SF. He went to high school with us, but he's in the Philippines right now doing culinary school. He's a little chef, so hopefully he can cook up some amazing ideas. And
Nah, he's a baker right now. He's
a
amazing
baker.
adobo.
Okay.
Making cakes.
The baker.
Yes,
I didn't
that's
know
Juan
that.
over there. He'll be listening in, seeing how this goes. So I mean to start off, guys. I mean I want to start off strong, and I wanted to talk about relationships. Each and every one of us has been in relationships, or I mean Juan, I don't know about you.
What's with the accent?
I don't know if Juan's ever been in a. I mean, you can't even speak. You can't even defend yourself. But I think we've all had our fair share of experiences, all kind of different relationships. But with that being said, I kind of want to know your guys' thoughts, and I'll jumpstart with a little segment about. And Caitlyn, we were talking about this earlier, but I wanted to talk about celebrity crushes, and I mean,
Mm.
what are your guys' thoughts on that? You know, guys having celebrity crushes, girls having celebrity crushes, and where that leads us. So, somebody wants to
Within a
start.
relationship, right?
Yeah. In a relationship, like you're in a relationship with somebody, and let's say your significant other. Well, I mean, I think you have,
Yeah.
I think you have personal experience, but um, yeah, I want to talk about that because it's honestly something that not a lot of people really like. Actually, I don't know how often people go through a significant other with with a celebrity crush. Well, I've had that before, and
Mm.
I mean, have any of you guys had that before as well?
Yeah. Actually, I was talking about this as like a personal before we started,
Hmm.
but mm, one thing is like very bland example, mainly because I'm Latino, so I talk to a lot of Latinas, and they're all
That's
very
real though.
obsessed. They're mainly obsessed with like OGs in them, right? And so I don't know if it's just me being a jealous type or like there's something in me, but when like a female will be like, "Oh yeah, that's my man, that's my husband," like in front of me, it's kind of like, okay, hold on. So you're telling me if like you were to go to a concert and he's like, "What's up with you?" You're just our relationship's out the window kind of thing, or like, "What's up?"
So is it the problem? Is that like is there a difference between having a celebrity crush and like telling your significant other about that celebrity crush? Okay.
So it's not even that. It's that I feel like you can have a celebrity crush. Like I can be like, "Oh man, I think Megan Fox, she's so attractive." But there's a difference between me and like, yeah, this person's attractive, and me being like, yeah, that's my girl, that's my wife. I want to be with her. It's like I don't know. To me, it's like I don't know if it's a mental thing, but it's like
Mm.
okay, but if we're like supposed to be locked in and we're supposed to be like each other's halves, and you're kind of telling me this, it's kind of like okay, then what if you find like what if something were to somehow happen? I don't know. I think about what ifs a lot.
I get that though.
I feel like it's also kind of embarrassing to say something like that.
Mm.
At least, at least when I see people be like, oh, like Taewon's boyfriend or some stuff like that. It's just like I get like the ick, you know. And I think in a relationship, like you said, like I don't care if you find a celebrity attractive. Like, yeah, obviously they are attractive, but it's just like it's a matter of like how you take it. I don't know.
I know what you mean. Um, I mean, coming from a long distance relationship, at least okay. Now I can go into my relationship. My relationship's a little bit of an exception in a lot of standards, but maybe that's a story for another time. In the terms of celebrity crushes, right? I would say that in my past relationship, I think they were somewhat normative in a way. I mean, our boundary was very different from other relationships where we would often like it was normally okay for us to openly talk about people that we found attractive. But I think the part where I started to draw the line was when I didn't openly because normally when we like had a celebrity crush, it would be like, oh, I think this person's hot, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I think that person's hot too, or vice versa. Um, but where I sort of got the ick was like when she would have a celebrity crush, and not even celebrity, it would be like cartoon characters, man, like Flynn Rider from Tangled or from Tangled, you know what I mean? Like it'll be like some cartoons or something like that, and then it wouldn't just be like, oh, I didn't find that person attractive, and I think I made that pretty clear. I'll just be like, oh yeah, I guess, you know, but you know, I should have been more communicative about that, but it wasn't just that, but also the things she would say about like what she would do with that person. I feel like that's like a different like level of disrespect. Um, and again, it's something I should have communicated my dislike about, but I just didn't. How about you, Mateo? You just you're in a relatively new relationship. Tell me about your thoughts on this.
So what I think about celebrity crushes is like I wouldn't say I have a celebrity crush. I don't think my girlfriend has one,
Hmm.
but it's like sometimes I think of it as like a joke or like it's it's just like a way to say that you're like your favorite actor, your favorite musician, whatever, right? Like how people say they have like a bias in a K-pop group, right? Like someone likes Honey and New Jeans or something, right? Or like
Okay.
Lisa and Blackpink. It's like I kind of tie it to like the same thing. It's like bias, basically a celebrity crush. It's like you don't really have a crush on them. It's just like they could be your favorite out of everyone. Like some girls, I'm not saying I know any girls that are straight,
Oh,
but like no, okay,
I
back
thought you
up.
meant like any girl's period.
Okay, I don't know
Any
any straight
period.
girls that are like that say they have a celebrity crush on like Taylor Swift, for example, right? But still, Taylor Swift's their favorite like artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, if they said Taylor Swift's their celebrity crush, would be like, for me personally, I'd be like, oh, that's just your favorite artist. Okay, cool. Like, I don't think celebrity crushes for me are anything like romantic wise. Like as you said, like it's not something like normal relationship things would come out of like hugging, kissing, so on and so forth.
Hmm.
I just think it's a way to describe favoritism throughout like the the famous world, I guess.
You know, you mentioned Taylor Swift. Who has a crush on Taylor Swift, man?
Some weird guys. I don't know.
Who has a crush on Taylor? Like, okay,
But
I don't
like,
know,
so again, celebrity crushes need to be like crush, you know?
but like, who's like, oh yeah, Taylor Swift's my celebrity crush? I've never heard that before, man. Sorry, Caitlyn. I know you're no, I know you're a Taylor Swift fan. I didn't mean to disrespect by that, but I don't know. It's not like a common thing to be like, oh, Taylor Swift. Like, who does that?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No,
But
no,
like, they
but
could like if someone said Taylor Swift is a celebrity crush, I'd just be like, oh, she's your favorite artist. Like I'm
is there a
not
place where
Swifty.
you would like draw the line though?
Oh, if she like flat out says like, oh, this guy's so hot, I want to like,
Like, yeah, okay, I get you.
you know, and I'm just like, you need to rethink what you said.
Well, how about you, Chris? I mean, you're in probably the healthiest long distance relationship I've ever seen. So,
I think personally, as long as it doesn't get like super like yo, kind of like kind of weird, like yo,
I
I'm
know what you
gonna
mean.
like sexually like fantasizing with the fucking with the fucking celebrity is kind of like weird. Like I don't see why someone wouldn't really do that, especially it might make the other person uncomfortable. So like, and like, it's just kind of weird in general. I don't have too much of a say on that type of situation, so like,
Right.
I wouldn't really know. But just like, if that were to like happen, then it's kind of like, it's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
So it's like a slight turn off. Like if they like explicitly say, yo, I'm gonna do so and so with this guy, or I really want to do so and so with this guy because he's so fucking hot, or like so and so. You know what I mean?
I know what you
Like
mean.
it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? So yeah,
In your
that's all to
guys'
say. I don't have much to say. Yeah.
in your guys' opinion, would you guys say that there's like, and this could be a, we could be relatively general, but if you would entertain me for a second, would you say that there's like, at least from again your personal experience, is there double standards in this regards between men and women? Like, would you say that men have or feel more strongly about celebrity crushes than women do, and vice versa, or vice versa?
My thoughts on this is, I feel like there's double standards for everything. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. There's a double
Okay,
standard, like wage gap, all that
I
good
don't understand
stuff.
that.
But like when it comes to celebrity crushes, I feel like there very much is that whole double standard. Or like if a female is like, oh yeah, I think George Kittle, he's so fine. I'd da 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 and do so and
Why are
so.
you so
It's like
specific, man?
I don't know.
Why is that your example?
George Kittle come from?
The George Kittle?
Hey man, them Niners is. I'm just saying. But
Hey, okay, I would have said like Michael B. Jordan or something.
all right, okay, there you
Whoa,
go.
Hey,
whoa.
hey, I have a girlfriend.
All right, SpongeBob, he's so fine. I let him
Okay,
do
man.
Yeah,
that.
that's okay. That's bad.
Right? I
Right.
feel like if a female says that as like their partner, significant other, you there's kind of like you have to be okay. Like that is weird, but I feel like you kind of have to be fine with it almost, because
Hmm.
it gets to a point where if you're like, at least for me, I feel like I'm confrontational, but like I'm also very like non-confrontational. It's weird, but I feel like I'd be like, oh, okay, that's
Homie
good.
is the double standard.
Okay.
But I feel like I'd be like,
Oh my
okay,
God.
I have to kind of just deal with it. But I feel like if I were to be like, oh yeah, I think this person's so fine, and I want to da 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 with her and do this and that, and I feel like there's that. At least with my past relationship, it's like a very huge double standard. Like, oh, why are you talking about them like that? Why would you tell me this when, like, 20 minutes ago they were like just talking about how this person was so fine and they let them do this. So I
Hmm.
do feel like there's that
Mm.
kind of double standard.
Oh, I definitely experienced double standards. From the very beginning of my relationship, my ex did not like me talking about celebrity crushes. And he got mad at me. Like he would full on like all caps be yelling at me. But then all of a
Actually,
sudden
yelling is crazy.
like time goes down, and then all of a sudden if he says that a certain celebrity is attractive, then all of a sudden it's okay for him to do it. And it wasn't even just that for like double standards for celebrities and stuff like that. But I feel like I don't know. I don't is it like different for I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like guys just they don't really notice it in the beginning, no.
In terms
And
of
then like
Notice what
like
specifically?
hmm. I feel like guys in the beginning are very like not like kind of protective, no?
I would
At
say
least that's what I
It really depends on the guy, because every
mm,
person is different. Same with girls, right? Like, let's just say this: I talk to a bunch of girls, so I have a lot of stories about different girls. I'm loyal to my girlfriend. That's on camera. But there was this one girl I was talking to at one point. She was like, we were talking about our standards with everything, and she was like, "Are you the type of person to get jealous?" I'm like, "Jealous? Like how?" Right? And then she told me that there are other guys that like her, or someone told me that there are other guys that like her. And then I obviously was visually disturbed by it, like physically, and I showed it and expressed it to her.
mhm.
And then a few days later, she was like, "Are you the type of guy that gets jealous?" And I told her, "You literally saw how I acted when I found out other guys liked you, and they may or may not have a chance with you." So she was like, Fana said, if other girls like you, I don't care. And in some ways, at the time, I was hurt about it because I felt like she just didn't care about me.
Right.
But I come to realize it's really just depending on how the person's built up, like from being a child to now, right? And obviously, me being a senior, me being thinking, like thinking you're the best at everything. It was it was really a wake up call. It was more or less opening me up to more ideas in the world because once again, like I was still 17 at the time. I wasn't even 18 until after we graduated.
Mhm.
And I'd still say right now I'm still a child and I still have to learn a lot of things about the world. So it was just me learning more about how other people's relationship dynamics are different from others. And obviously you see that like throughout other friends that we have that, run their relationships differently. And not gonna name names, but I think we're thinking about the same couple. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. In terms of like guys being more protective at the start, are you saying like they are and they're just not necessarily like conscious of it? Like it's like a subconscious
yeah.
thing. I think it is.
That's
So
what
I think
happens, like subconsciously. Like it's like I wouldn't say like that social standard, but it
Yeah.
sort
I
of
don't
just
know. It's
like
just what I've noticed
happens. Yeah.
with like guys that I've interacted with.
have you heard like the saying where it's like guys don't necessarily trust the girls that they're with, but they just don't trust the other guys, and I think that possibly has to do with it because it's like if I think you're pretty, if I think you're attractive, then I think other guys think you're attractive, and I think guys, and this is very subjective again, but I think guys more or less are competitive with that in that regard, and even throughout history, man. I mean, women were really objectified, and I was this is a thing in my humanities class where it's like women were basically seen as a source of currency and power. So like if you were able to like pull women, if you were able to like get a bunch of women, and conquer a land and have a bunch of women, you were seen as more powerful than a person without a woman or more women. So and whether that's directly connected to how guys think now, I think it does show a pattern, and acts as a precedent to like that idea, and it would make sense, to connect that with the idea of like guys kind of inherently being protective of their significant other. But of course, I feel like that's just a thing about guys is that we are.
It kind of goes against the whole thing about like having a celebrity crush, though, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's the thing as well.
I understand being protective, but like
Oh, Alex, add someone in Discord.
Okay. 1 second.
but like at the same time, it's like as you said, right? Like you want someone that wait, where am I going with this?
Wait, can someone
It's
actually
like
drag? Sorry, can someone drag Bryan into here?
I don't think that's
it's like
possible. No.
Gosh, okay.
No purpose.
you're protecting the person that you have right now, right?
Right.
Like
Hello.
Okay, guys. So basically, we have we have.
Hold that thought, Mateo.
Hold on, hold
What?
that thought, Mateo. So we have a special guest actually, a random guest. You saw me switch off over there for a second, but we have a new person here. His name is. I mean, you can introduce yourself. You have your mic. Go ahead.
Is it me? I'm special.
Yeah. You're the special guest here with the
Oh my
cat
God.
meows and.
I am really special. Oh yeah, the cat meow. I forgot about that. All right, hello people on the internet. It's me, Salsa here, also known as Big B. Most of y'all know me. I'm pretty sure all of you guys know me. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you, Bryan.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
Big B. Salt. Yep.
Big B, Salsa.
But go
cut
ahead,
that out,
Mateo.
cut that out.
Go
Cut it out, cut it out.
Mateo. Go Mateo.
Okay. But like if you're protecting someone, like say I'm protecting my girlfriend, right? Like I'm
Uh-huh.
protective of her,
Right.
but she's a celebrity crush. How am I gonna protect her from a celebrity?
Yeah.
Like
What?
I feel like people are gonna protect the
What?
celebrity from her, right? Because like
You had me in the first half.
number one, you're on the phone, right?
He's on to nothing, guys.
It's
He's
like,
on to
how
nothing.
can
No, 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 okay,
You were like
listen,
this.
listen.
They
Hey, let me fill. Okay. Let me season. Sorry.
hold on,
Alright,
Mateo?
It's your moment. It's your
Bro,
moment.
it's how am I
me
gonna protect
let me
her?
know if I'm wrong. Hold on. But I feel it's like, as me, a normal civilian who doesn't have that super status effect, how can I
Mm.
somebody who's like a quote unquote superstar, and how am I able to compete with somebody like that? Like, how can I protect what's mine?
part of that. That's part of it. But at the same time, why do I need to protect her anyways? It's like it's not like she's gonna get anywhere near him, right? Or like chances of him getting anywhere near her is like very, very slim. Unless you're in like LA or New York City or something, you know?
Mhm.
'Cause, like stuff like that randomly just happens. But like realistically, like in San Francisco, the only time I ran into a famous person was Draymond Green and Steph Curry.
Oh, you
Like
can't beat that
randomly
guy.
in
Yeah,
like
you can't beat
downtown
them.
Macy's. Yeah.
No fuck.
You saw what Draymond did earlier? Yeah, you can't beat him.
No, but like you know what I mean? Like
I know what you mean.
you're protecting her basically from nothing.
On
Like
the
you're being protected for nothing, really.
Hmm.
on the whole protection thing, I feel like that's like, it's not even in women for men, or it's not even just in like women for the mentality of a guy. I feel like that's everything we do. I feel like that's a whole caveman brain kind of thing where like, this is mine. I don't want you to have it because it's mine. I'm not gonna let you have it.
Yeah, that's the
because
thing.
it's mine. And it's that whole mentality of like, it's weird saying this person's mine, but you guys
I know. I understand where that concept
my
is coming from.
my person, my other half, this, I love this person, so like, I don't want somebody else to like have that chance, or like what Alex said, they find him attractive, I find you attractive, so I know other people do, so I want you all to myself. Like, I don't want you to say that anybody else could have a chance when I want you to myself.
Okay, you know
Yeah.
what? This I just got this question. Okay, because you're with what you're thinking right now. Do you guys think, and in any way, shape, or form, or maybe do you guys not think that jealousy is connected to insecurity, and how so? And if they're not, and or is it subjective?
It sort of can be like if you're, and also sometimes it's a protection, obviously, but jealousy, like if you're, where was I going with this? Like, actually, hold on, come back to me. I literally just forgot what I was going.
It's
Oh
not a
my
class.
fucking
You
god.
could just stop talking.
Fuck me, dude. Oh my.
I
I
think it
feel like
definitely does.
Sorry?
Oh, you can.
go for it, go for it.
Oh, I feel like it definitely does. Like jealousy definitely connects to like insecurity because I feel like you as a person, if you're in a relationship, you should already know your self worth.
Hmm.
I mean, like the way that I think I just kind of learned that like before you can even have a relationship, you need to know if you have enough respect for yourself too. So I think it's just like if you go into a relation, like you have to have that trust or know that that person knows your worth, you know? So you shouldn't like get jealous or unrealistically jealous. Like, yeah. You know what I mean?
I see. No, I get you. How about you, Miguel?
I get it, but like at the same time, a lot of I wouldn't say people always get in relationships knowing their self worth, but still sometimes it works out, right? Like
Mm.
sometimes you find your self worth through the other person, and still you'll be insecure about things. Like as a volleyball player, or not as a real collegiate athlete, but like a club collegiate athlete. Um, for those that don't know, I play two sports mainly. I'm a volleyball player and I also bowl. So for volleyball, it's obviously very competitive down here in SoCal. But for bowling, it's more competitive within my school. And just being insecure about little things like I know, like personally, I found out and know what my self worth is, but still, I'm insecure about, you know, messing up in
Mm,
school, on the court, anywhere in general, just messing up my relationship. Hopefully, granted, it doesn't happen. But you don't always need to be jealous to be insecure, right? Being insecure is just is more of a self thing, and like she said, it kind of goes away when you know your self worth, but like it's always gonna be there somehow. Like there's always gonna be like a little bit of it, like deep down somewhere. You may or may not have pushed it down, but you're always gonna have some bit of insecurity. It's more or less can you get over that insecurity and show a better version of yourself that you want other people to see and not show that you're insecure about everything.
Yeah, I think it matters about like how jealous you get too. Because if you get
hmm.
like really jealous, then I'm pretty sure that to me that just really ties into insecurity. But if you get like that little twinge of just jealousy, but you know like in the end like you're gonna do well or like nothing or you trust that nothing bad's gonna happen, then like yeah.
I think
Yeah,
the
it's okay.
insecurity. Oh, go
Oh,
ahead. No, go
it's
ahead,
like
please.
okay to have like that fear of like, yo, I don't want to lose this person, or like that fear of like being replaced. But to the point where it gets like
You self
super,
sabotage,
yeah,
right?
you're like, yeah, it like disrupts the relationship in general, and it's like obviously too much. That's obviously when it becomes a problem. But it's okay to have like those thoughts where it's like, yo, I don't want to be replaced by someone else because like I'm yours, you're mine, all that other stuff. Um, yeah, something like that.
I was kind of so when Caitlyn, you and Mateo were interacting about jealousy and insecurity, I found so I see where it's like at least for me, actually this is more of a personal thing. I kind of associate jealousy and insecurity in the context of where insecurity will always be present with somebody, but I think where jealousy and insecurity coincide with one another or coexist with one another is where your insecurity comes from your perceived value or what you think your perceived value is from that person. Where like Mateo's analogy, for example, I can like absolutely throw a volleyball game or just suck at volleyball. And that can be an insecurity. But the moment it becomes jealousy out of insecurity is where I suck at volleyball and that person might see me and think that I'm a less of a person because I suck at volleyball or make fun of me or have a different perceived view of me. And I think that's where jealousy comes in. And well, I mean, in the context of like celebrity crushes and stuff actually, which is what we were talking about earlier. Mateo made the weird analogy of not being able to protect yourself from Draymond Green or Steph Curry, I guess. But
That is not what I said, but okay.
Something along the lines of that.
no, but I think, well, at least for me, because I never necessarily got jealous. And again, my boundaries were a lot different in my relationship. I didn't necessarily get jealous of her being attracted or find somebody else attractive, because that was a boundary that we had, that we both found people attractive and we recognized that and we shared that. But I think what really started itching that boundary was when she started infatuating herself with these people, or thinking about herself being with these people. Because I feel like that's different than just saying, oh, so and so's pretty. It's like, I want to be with so and so. And I think that's a different kind of thing, where it's like, I don't know. I don't necessarily hold the same kind of regard to celebrities as I do, as other people might. I kind of just see them as other people that, at least in this context, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Miguel, what do you think about this in terms of jealousy and insecurity?
I feel like for me, I may obviously most of you might know me, but a lot of you won't. I'm a very like outwards happy person. I'm always trying to be happy. Like most of these people in this podcast, no, I'm always trying to lift people up. But from that comes my insecurity of, what if people don't like me? What if I'm not gonna fit in? And I feel like when that comes into jealousy, like if I feel like if I don't fit in and somebody I want to talk to or somebody I want to approach notices I don't fit in, I'm like, what if they think I'm a loser? What if they think this and that? Like they need to like me, kind of thing. So I feel like I feel like insecurity and jealousy tie in very heavily. Like if I see her talking to like somebody of this opposite gender, I'm like, okay, well, like why why does she want to talk to him but she doesn't want to talk to me? Or like why? It's a bunch of why questions. It's like, why this, why that? And it's all because I'm a person. I'm like, well, they need to like me. She needs to like me. I need to get her to like me, kind of thing. And so I feel like that's a very, at least for me, obviously everything we say is a very personal. Like this is my stance on this opinion, and my stance is I feel like they're very entwined. At least for me, they are.
I like that. That was really good talk about that. I wanted to switch gears and talk about proactive action in relation. Don't do that ever again. And talk about proactive action in relationships. And what I mean by that is, what are y'all's thoughts on getting back at your ex? And however that might
back,
look.
like revenge, or like
I mean,
Like-
well, I mean, that's the question.
getting
To
revenge
be
or getting
honest,
back together. Like, which one?
No, getting
I
back
think-
at your ex.
Getting
Like,
back at your ex.
like revenge,
yeah.
sort of. Okay, I guess like not speaking from experience,
Mhm.
but like I think it's just like, yo, there's sometimes you just gotta move on, right? And like if you're sort of like stuck at that point where you're like so angry at this one person that you just want to like, do, or you just obviously like get back at them, then it's just like obviously you're not in the right headspace and you just like need to sit back and like relax for a second and actually like rethink what situation you're going through, right? Because it's kind of like petty, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why would you do that when you've already like tried to break things off? You're gonna start something like entirely different again, and it's even worse than like what it was before. So, yeah.
By getting back at, would that mean like, I don't know, starting a new relationship?
I
Or, like,
mean, well, that's a subjectivity of it. I mean, it could. I'm asking for, like, opinion on, like, thoughts on severity, and will
I
it ever
think
be
it might.
justified, stuff like that.
I think getting into a relationship after you just
That's-
broke up with one, that's
Like a
like it
rebound?
depends on
That's horrible.
intention. It
Yeah.
depends on
Rebounding
intention,
immediately
though.
after you break up is the worst possible way that you could cope with the
The
relationship.
thing is,
Yeah.
with getting back or getting with somebody after a breakup, I feel like even if you don't want to be, I feel like subconsciously that'll always be a rebound because I don't know who, unless the relationship was never truly real. I don't know how you can possibly just like completely forget about somebody like that. Mateo, you have a comment.
Okay. So before this, once again, there's a lot of disclaimer. There's a lot of things that the podcast and everyone viewing this does not know about a lot of people. We have a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different things we've went through. And personally, I love my girlfriend, obviously, but I will be talking from past experiences and things that I have done before this relationship started in most of the talking that I'm going to do. Later on, that might change, but right now, and for the few upcoming ones, I'm going to be talking about a lot of past experiences. So, to get started, I personally would say I have been in at one point, the most healthy, and which turned into the most toxic, and healthy and toxic relationship at the same time. So, in around the start of my senior year, I started dating a girl from Canada, and we have never met once, and I hope it stays that way, honestly, because I'll say it right now, long distance is hard, but it's not something that a lot of strong or not strong-willed people can do. Me personally, it was my first relationship, and I thought I was going to go very far, but a lot of these people on this podcast have seen this has changed me for may or may not be better, or may or may not be worse, but it's definitely changed the person that I am. Personally, I it takes a lot for me to start smiling and laughing again. But just we'll say it now, she cheated on me. Right? And to be fair, it was really bad the way she tried to justify it. She said, "Oh, make it even worse." It was she told me on New Year's Day, and I was bawling my eyes out for like 5 days straight, and then crying on and off again. But her excuse to justify the cheating was number one, he looked like me. Number two, he played volleyball just like me. Number three, which is the part that got me the most heated and which clouded most of my vision, he acted like me, but just in person. And my thought after that was if he's acting like me, how I act over the phone, but in person, just imagine how I would act with her over the phone or in person when we see each other. And that was a day that me and her always thought was going to happen, but obviously, probably not anymore. But like Caitlyn said, rebounding is bad. And the reason why I say 5 days, I was crying for 5 days straight. The sixth day, the only time I wasn't crying straight, I started talking to someone else. Not with the thought of dating her already, but just because, you know, I just wanted to to talk to new people again. Right? Not saying these friends weren't good. They were amazing. They were great. Helped me through everything. But, you know, after you lose someone, it feels like you need to not replace the hole, but there is definitely going to be a hole in your heart, especially after getting cheated on. And then just meeting new people is was a way that helped me. And hence we started talking, and then she saw, and then I will say it was really, really malicious what I did. Not with the girl, but the intent behind it to get back with my ex. So my ex still had my Instagram at the time because obviously I still wanted to get back with her. But I let her read all the DMs, and I was at an open gym for volleyball. And then she was reading all of it. And then at night, she asked me, so who's so and so? And I said, oh, don't worry about it. It's just a friend. And then my ex and I, for context, we played Genshin Impact together a lot, like doing everything on that together. And we sort of made an agreement while we were still dating that I'm only gonna she's gonna be the only girl that I play with on Genshin Impact. It was really childish at the time, which I would say was really childish. And then knowing that I willingly asked the girl I was talking to, did she play Genshin, or if she wanted to play Genshin Impact with me, and she did. And I'm not gonna lie, the feeling that I got from seeing my ex know that me and her played Genshin Impact together was great at the time. But thinking back on it, I just feel like there were other ways, or I I could have done it, but I could have just had her not find out. Okay, and
Like
then
everything
fast
was like
forward,
in the moment.
yeah, literally. And then fast forward to 2 weeks later, I asked her out on the first date, and then we say, I'll pick her up after work, and then we'll go to the movies. And so we do, right? And then obviously, me being the one that drives, I was doing the classic hand on thigh thing. But then she went a step further, and while my hand was on her thigh, she went under it and she grabbed my hand like this, right? So, her being, you know, a photo person, she took a picture of it. And then I decided to take the next step and post it, knowing my ex would see it and knowing my ex's friends would see it. So, next day, I wake up and then I get a call from my ex's friend. And then she's asking, is Bea with you right now? Oh, is that her name?
It
Anyways,
don't matter.
she asked, did she come to SF or are you here? And I said, no, why? And she's like, oh, I saw your story. And then I had to fill her in saying that me and her unfortunately broke up. And a part of the reason why, I forgot to mention, part of the reason why um I wanted to get back at her so bad was I was on Discord call with all of her friends because she still wanted me to be friends with them. And then out of the whole time, I kid you not, she was going around each time a friend joined the call, she was saying, hey, guess what happened? And they're like, oh, Mateo's coming here. Mateo's coming to Canada. And I'm saying, that's not what she's going to say. And then she goes on to tell everyone, oh, me and him broke up. Like she's so happy about it. And that's one part where it crossed the line. But the other part is when I told her I had enough of it already. And I told her, tell everyone why we broke up. And then she said, in the quietest voice ever, I cheated. And then everyone had to keep asking her again and again what happened. And then she was just saying, whispering into her microphone, she's like, oh, I cheated. And then I'm just like, if you're gonna be happy about telling people we broke up, at least tell them why and whose fault it was. Right? Because me being Filipino, I was the best boyfriend I could be. I had a job, I was buying her all sorts of things. I didn't ask for anything back. And nothing was given back to me. I didn't get anything in return. And I was totally fine with it until obviously now. But to conclude, it felt great at the moment, but then after, it just felt like why? There's really no point in doing this. Do I want to get back with her, or do I just want to keep making her life a living hell? And then it ended up coming up to soon, or not soon, a while ago, where I just said, I don't give a fuck. Like, she did what she did. Her friends know what she did now. And what happens to her is her choice. I can't do anything, especially since she's in Canada. That's the biggest thing. So, getting back at your ex is more just letting letting the world handle it, right?
Mhm.
Because I will say some some unfortunate things happened to her relationship wise, and then I feel like the world did say this guy is not. I don't know how to make it to word it to where it sounds really bad, but let's just say the world was telling her this is your best option, right? Because after every guy that she talked to trying to get over me, the person who didn't even do anything wrong, she always came back to me saying, I'm never gonna talk to any other guy but you.
Mhm.
And I didn't feel justified. I didn't feel happy about it. I was just like, at this point, I don't even want to talk to you anymore. So, what I will say to anyone that needs advice about it, wanting to get back with their ex, just don't. Let let everything play itself out. If she cheated on you, she cheated. If she didn't, then she lost a good person. Or if he, she, whoever, they lost a good person. That's all I need to know.
Hmm.
So,
that.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Pers-
sharing.
Personally, for cheating, like if you get cheated on, I don't think, yeah, like just don't even try getting back, because then it just shows that you're the bigger person, you know? Like you're not gonna go,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Like, yeah,
Yeah, like long story short, like if they cheated, then like that's obviously all their fault.
that's all their fault. There's no.
Yeah, it's and there's like nothing you can really do about it. Like, yeah, you can like if you're close with them, yeah, you can obviously cope. But at the same time, like, yo, it's their fault. It's not your problem. And like Caitlyn said, be the bigger person. Like, yo, just do your best to get over it because you know that you weren't the root of that issue. You know what I mean? So,
Hmm.
I see. Oh, and also thanks, Mateo. It takes a lot of courage to say that. Um,
Yeah.
you know, honestly, moments like that make us better people for sure. And you know, it's as they say, vengeance is the Lord's game. It's not for me,
I've never heard that, but
right? Yeah, I made up that
that's
saying.
actually
Anyways,
pretty decent.
bars.
Just go with it. Fuck.
um, on the topic of cheating, right? So, not a lot of people here know actually. Well, in the call, a lot of people know. Bryan, you probably don't. I mean, Biggie B, Big B.
Eat
Yeah,
salsa.
yeah.
Okay,
Just call me Saltu or
Salto.
Brian. Honestly,
Biggie
Sounds good.
B, Biggie B. Anyways,
yes.
um, to catch people up to speed now, on September 28th, I cheated on my ex girlfriend online, right? Um, and with that being said, you know, I can say with full confidence that I did really love her though. I saw the bracelets that she gave me. This was before we even started dating, right? This was a friend gift, but I still have these here, and I can't. That's the thing. There's as somebody who's been on both sides now, um, and honestly, I'm frankly glad that I've been on both sides, just because of the fact that after I did what I did, I couldn't imagine lying about it or like lying to other people about it or sweeping under the rug or trying to justify what I did. It already put a nasty taste in my mouth that I cheated on somebody that I actually really truly loved and loved me back. That like I just couldn't fully wrap my head around like people who would actually like cheat, but then also go on to lie, gaslight, and all that other BS. I just couldn't find the selfishness in myself to do that. And the thing is like, and Miguel, we were talking about this earlier about
Mhm.
you know at what point am I able to say that I'm happy? You know what I mean? Where like I cheated, and I talked with a lot of people about this. The most transparent thing I did was tell people straight up what happened. And I made it a preface for the fact that one, I'm not seeking validation, and two, if they want to stop being friends with me, then I'm totally okay with that. And what I was met with was something that I don't believe I deserved, and that was sympathy, or not sympathy, empathy. To this day, sometimes I feel like I don't deserve understanding people like that. But I'm really grateful that I do have those people in my life where I cheated on my ex. And of course, the quick assumption is to say that I never loved her or to say, like, oh, he's never going to change and stuff. Um, well, first of all, you're wrong, but second of all, um, I just find that as a strong point of motivation to prove those people wrong. And it's not even, that sounds very selfish to say, but I find it a disservice not to grow and mature out of a situation. And my religion teacher actually put it really well, where consequences and suffering are always going to be present when you do something like that. And it's something that I've already accepted. But when it gets to the point that that inhibits my growth, that's when it becomes a problem. And there are also complexities within the relationship where it can be argued. And again, this is preface. To my ex, if you ever hear this, I'm not the one who said it. Other people said it for me. Sorry, not sorry. But the thing is, other people told me, given the context of the relationship, that it can be argued that she emotionally cheated first. But again, that doesn't necessarily validate what I did. And honestly, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't go back in time and fix the relationship. I would just go back and break up. And that's a hard thing to say. I know the easy answer is to be like, oh, I would go back in time and be a better person, and grow with her and stuff like that. I don't think it would work out either way. Is the thing, because of the fact that we were both screwed up and where we both had the capacity to cheat in that headspace. I just believe that like it would have been better off we just never got together. But at the same time,
I feel like
oh no, go ahead.
oh yeah, I feel like I agree with Alex because as someone that was cheated on, it is the feeling you get is something I wish none of you ever experienced, right? And from what his ex felt is probably something different from what I felt. She felt a lot of anger, probably. I don't know. You guys probably didn't talk after, but
So during the breakup,
Mhm.
she said herself, and yes, Pookie, I remember what she said. Okay, she said herself was, oh, I'm not necessarily. I mean, she said, "Oh, I'm mad, I'm sad, but I'm not necessarily beat up about it because everything happens for a reason." And that there's some truth in that, right? But there was a lot of nonchalantness that kind of threw me off guard, and why I'm not necessarily very hindered by it. Because
Mhm.
other people told me upon hearing that, and upon hearing the context of the situation, that, and again, this is a hard thing to say, but I'm not justifying anything, that she also had the capacity to do something like that. So yeah, there was that kind of like, there was more anger, I would say, than sadness, at least in what she showed.
Mhm. So back to what I was saying, right?
Mhm.
I would say most of my days were sad, but at the same time, I had the thought in the back of my head saying, had I have never gotten with her, especially even now, maybe I could have been with my girlfriend already.
Hmm.
Because in that long distance relationship, things realistically weren't gonna line up with us. And it didn't, thankfully. Because I can say this long distance relationship that I'm in right now is so much better, so much healthier. And just the fact that I was closing myself off to most of the world, it really just felt like a waste of time to me. And I, to my girlfriend who may or may not watch this, I've already told her multiple times that I wish I saw her or I wish I met her like towards the beginning of my senior year. And for those of you that don't know, she's a year younger than me, and being a first year in college, she's a senior in high school right now. And I do, I've never told you this, but had I been a little bit smarter, saw the signs earlier, I wouldn't have gotten with my ex, and then I wish I would have found you a lot earlier than I did. But to say, I'm still very happy with who I'm with right now. Like I wouldn't ask for anyone better. It's just, you know, not to say like we would have been together longer. It's just I feel our relationship could be our dynamic would have been a bit stronger. Just just being able to basically live with each other, seeing each other every day, being in the same city, and especially since our high schools were like this close together, literally.
Would you
So yeah,
necessarily say that you regret your relationship with
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I totally regret all of it.
yeah.
Not even for the fact that just like the money was. It's just I feel like I disrespected myself, like showing so much care to someone who probably didn't even care about me in the end.
Yeah, that's
And
the thing with
then
me. Like I didn't know if I regret it or not, but at the same time, it's taught me a lot.
Mhm.
So that's like I think what I regret the most about my past relationship was more just like how much effort I put in because I put in everything, the money and like the time and stuff like that. And that's like not like I don't know. I threw in everything for someone that wouldn't even last.
Mhm. And then to go off of that, people say, or when people are young, they have different views on love. And a lot of people say they either date for experience or date for marriage. And I've come to terms already. I've talked to my girlfriend about this. We're dating for long term, right? We are dating to make us last as long as we can. Meaning we don't necessarily need to get married. We just need to make each other know that we love each other. And towards the end, even if we don't get married, personally, I feel she's gonna be the only one that I most likely go to. Like even if we break up, like
Hmm.
everything's been so healthy. Everything's been nothing. It's way better already than my past relationship, and that's the main reason why, like, I felt strong and actually had the courage to ask her out to be my girlfriend.
Hmm.
And just knowing that I had to go through the same exact thing, going through long distance again, it hurt definitely, but at the same time, it she her personally gave me a much stronger feeling about the future just of us.
Yeah.
And
I've
going
always
off of
been
that,
bro like
like, what do you guys think about your relationship? Like, let's go with Chris. What's your end goal, personally?
I
Me?
kind of want to keep going on
Oh,
Alex's thing real quick, just because I was thinking about it after he
Uh-huh.
talked. So coming from somebody who has also been on both ends, fucking sucks. Most recently being on the cheating end, not recently, but recent relationship.
Gotcha.
It's weird. It's not as much like Alex said. It's not something that I'm like proud of. It's not something I'm like, yeah, I cheated on my girl. Well, I was on to the next. It wasn't that. It was. It was really. I still don't really understand why I did it.
Hmm.
I was in love with this person. I'm pretty sure I'd gone up to most of these people before. She was my wallpaper. I'd go up every day. I'm like, yeah, I was on the phone with her. We went to sleep. I woke up with her this morning. Da da da. This and that. We slept on the phone. I loved her, and I still do. But it's weird after being on both ends. After being on the receiving end first, it's mentally I don't understand how I was just able to be like, yeah, whatever. And it was it kind of hurt me somehow, and I felt hurt by it, as kind of dickish as that sounds, because I was in love with this person. The moments I'd spent, the money, the gifts we exchanged, the food we ate together. We would play video games all the time. Like the second day we started talking, we were already like we had our own Minecraft realm and shit. Like from the moment I started talking to her, I'm like, I think this is the one. Like how Mateo's talking, how either people date for experience or for marriage. I'm not a looker, so I'm trying to look when somebody loves me. I'm trying to make it last as long as possible. I want like me and her had talked about it. We talked about marriage. We talked about children and all this shit. And it's I still like I keep saying I couldn't tell you why I did it. And I even still have the conversation and I pull it up sometimes. It was more I emotionally checked out and I don't know why. And I think going back to what we talked about earlier is if you, it's not exactly, but if you don't love yourself to an extent, as much as you try to love this other person, if you don't have that for yourself, it's hard. Like, I gave her my everything. Even if I was mentally exhausted, it was at the time when I was doing a lot of sports too. It was I was physically exhausted and mentally, and it was something like having to deal with another person's energy. I was willing to do it for her, but after a while, it it wasn't toxic because wasn't what it was, but that was my excuse at the time. I was like, it was getting toxic, so I just did it. It was more I mentally checked out, and I wasn't enough of an adult to sit with her and talk like. Lately, I'm feeling like this, and it's really hard for me. It was more just I had stopped talking to her, and I started talking to other people, and I don't know if it was the constant like rotation of we do this, this, and this, and it was a habit. I don't know if I was looking for something new, but now I'm looking at it. Now it's been a lot of time. I feel like I've grown, and like as an adult, you should be able to go up to your significant other and hey, I want to maybe change the way we do things. Maybe we do this instead of this, or hey, I'm feeling very like exhausted lately. Maybe it's showing, or maybe you think I don't care, but I don't know. I feel like I had just checked out, and it's also hard for me to talk about feelings because I feel like as a guy, or like being a male, it's really hard to express feelings. Like I was talking about this earlier to Alex. There is a retreat that we did at our high school, and it was the first time ever that I had cried in front of my friends. Besides, like my last wrestling match, I never cried in front of people because I'm insecure. What if they think I'm weak because I'm crying? What if they don't like me because I'm showing too much emotion? And so I don't know. It was hard to be able to express it, I guess. And even looking now, I'm saying like, yeah, for sure, I would talk to my significant other. Hey, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling really depressed lately, or I'm very anxious. I don't know why, or something's going wrong. But I couldn't tell you. And even off rebounding, even though I was the one who did something wrong, I still tried to rebound, which was a very weird thing. And I can't tell you why I did it, but I did. I was like, I have to show her I'm better. But I think back, I'm like, there's a lot I could have done different, and if I could have gone back to do stuff different, I 100% wish I could have. And it wasn't like Alex said, like you go back and just break it off. It's something I really wish I could go back with the mentality I'm at now and be able to be mature and be like, hey, I'm feeling like this. Maybe we need to start switching things up, or maybe we need to do this. And
Yeah.
I really wish that I could do that. And if I'm being honest, there are some days where I'll go on TikTok. I'm like, I wonder what she's doing. And I'll go to her page, and it's very it's a very weird thing, especially when I'm the person who was in the wrong. But I like want to make it right almost again. And if I could have another chance to be with that person, I 100% wish I could, and be more mature about conversations and stuff like that.
That's growth, man.
Mm.
It shows heart. Appreciate that.
Thanks for sharing.
Um, so real quick, we have a new guest here. We have a new yapper over here.
Hey,
I
If you
like
wanna
that.
if you wanna introduce yourself, name, age, social security number, maybe.
ASL.
Let us.
let me
Credit
bring
card
up
Address,
my.
credit
number,
card info,
Credit card
credit card
info.
info.
Yeah, let the
phone
people know.
password,
Let the people know who
Instagram
you are, man.
account, Snapchat,
I really joined to get doxxed. um,
IP address.
How many toes do you have on your left foot?
Okay.
Wait, what?
I think I got 5. Alright, so let's
Awesome.
You
rush it.
think?
So my name is Patrocinio, but if you're one of my friends, I also go by Pat. I am 18 years old, and what else do I say?
I
What do you
mean,
think?
whatever comes off the dome, you know. It's a
Um, you
yapcast,
know,
you know what I'm saying? We're yapping.
sorry, yapping. All right, college student, first year, 18 years old. San Jose State. Just moved out into an apartment recently. I have my lights off because on that side of the room, it's my cousin's side, and it's kind of messy.
Hmm.
Not trying to throw him under the bus, but you know,
Great man,
yeah.
thanks. So actually, you caught us near the end of our podcast, guys. To end it on a positive note, we've been talking about some pretty deep stuff over here. Um, how about we just really quickly just talk about some good things in relationships that we've seen, or things that we might advocate for as well. I'd like to hear some of that.
I think I can add on, or I think I'd be a good person to speak for this topic because I've been in sort of a long distance relationship for I guess what will be 4 years now
Damn.
on February 3rd. So it's been a minute. I guess
Yeah,
like
congratulations.
the
That's a big thing.
thank you. Yeah, the biggest thing is, or what I've seen like help us last is like communication, making sure that we're always on the same page, that um like being able to like actually like talk to each other, like it doesn't have to be every day, but like being able to at least communicate to each other like, yo, I'm in this like mental headspace, or yo, that I'm like, even if you're long distance, yo, I might be doing something so and so on this day and at this time. Like it's sort of like the little things that matter. It's like the most cliched things, the little things that matter, but it really does, because that's the things that'll sort of like add up together and make it into something like big, right? So obviously communication is really important, and being able to like trust that person, finding that trust in the person to be able to do like whatever, honestly whatever you want, um to a certain extent obviously, but like being able to have the trust to do things that you want to do, and having the trust in them or allow them to do things that they want to do, um is always a really good thing to look forward to. um in my experience, like obviously it all ties back to like communication obviously, because um just getting to know each other, like people sometimes like dive into relationships like super early on, like right after they, quite literally like a month after they've met each other. Like I've seen that on multiple occasions, and like sometimes you actually have to get to know the person first. That's like the most common thing that I've seen. Like you have to take some time, get to know them first, and like actually like sort of dig deeper and see what flaws they might have,
Hmm.
and how you might be able to either combat against that or maybe reconsider your decision, right? Um, yeah, and like, okay, yeah, biggest point, just communication is top
And
of the list of what you should like prioritize, because it connects to like everything in a relationship, though.
I think on that note of like communication, it's also a matter of how you act as well. Because like you can communicate everything, but then like your actions really show you like, or their actions like really show you how much they care and stuff
That's
like that.
true.
So if you communicate and you reciprocate, and like the pattern isn't like repeated, then like that's just what makes like a healthier relationship.
Hmm.
Yeah, also being really aware of the things that they are comfortable with you doing. Um,
Boundaries.
yeah, like boundaries and stuff like that. Um, Even if it's like not in person, like if they don't want you like, drinking or like smoking weed or shit like that, then you should at least try to honor that, because it'll help you like grow in that sort of mental headspace too. Like, yo, I can't do this because so and so asked me not to. and it helps sort of build that relationship if you take it in the right way.
Cool. Thanks, man.
For me, on the good stuff in relationships. Speaking of that relationship where I was the cheater, it was very healthy up until the point where it wasn't. And I feel like for me, it was there was previous relationships where I'm like, fuck, I'm spending all this money, like I'm doing all this. What if I'm wasting my time? And it was something my dad had told me. He's like, always, always, always. Doesn't matter whether it's with a friend and you end up becoming not their friend anymore, or it's with a significant other, whoever it may be. Don't think of it as like, fuck, I'm wasting time, I'm wasting money. Like, think this in your head. Did I enjoy that time I spent with that person? Like, did I go out with friends to the movies and enjoy that? And a year later, I'm not friends with them? Just because I'm not friends with them now doesn't mean a year ago I wasn't. So I always, for me, what helped me be like, I guess more like, yeah, I'll spend this money. It's because I'm not wasting it. I got to enjoy it. I spent that money. I spent that time. I got to enjoy myself. I got to indulge in ice cream and food and feel love. And like, even if we didn't spend money, that time we spent, a lot of people always say about how, like, oh, my time is very important. It is. But if you're able to understand that that person you're with, you're spending that time, you're spending that whatever it may be, and be able to be there with them mentally and physically. And like, I feel like it helps out with keeping it healthy. That because even having that thought in the back of your mind, even if you don't think so, it's like, what if I'm wasting money? What if I'm wasting time? Eventually, it doesn't just become a thought at the back of your head, it becomes your main thought. It's like, oh, I'm wasting money just taking this person out now. So that, like, my dad told me that every person I've talked to since then, it's like, yeah, even if things don't work out, I still get to enjoy this time with this person that I love, this person that I care about, and hopefully they care about me like how I care about them. And I don't know, it's helped me with trying to maintain healthy relationships.
Thanks, man.
Another pretty big thing is sort of developing your emotional intelligence.
That's a big one.
In
Yeah.
that context, understanding what signs they have where they're like, yo, I'm not in the right headspace. What can I do to like help cope with that? And sort of seeing that in your significant other too. Because really understanding that can like prevent some of like the main problems of like everything just like breaking up, right? So, and getting into relationships, obviously in the end, is a long-term emotional game because if you date someone for physical looks, obviously it's not gonna work out because like obviously they might be an asshole and they might just be like, or well, they might be just using that to their advantage. But dating for emotional maturity, um, even if they don't have that sort of, even if they're not in that sort of right mental mindset, it's how do I say this? It's good just to have that sort so you can know when to check up and stuff like that and know when it's like I don't know where I'm going with this, but like it's just good to have like emotional intelligence because that's like the biggest part of the relationship more than like anything else too.
Just a quick side note to add, not add, but just relate. Like what I was talking about earlier with my relationship, emotional maturity is a very hard thing to understand, and like it's hard to understand your own mind as much as you want to believe. Like I know myself, you like men- your mental health is a very complicated and wacky thing. It's constantly changing, and for me, I think, oh, it was just in my head. Hold on. For me, it is one big thing for me was I would always say, I'm like, please don't go to sleep mad on me. We can talk about this. But sometimes that is something that is better. But don't just like like if we're on the phone and you're mad, just hang up. No, talk to them. Be an adult. understand. Okay, we're both upset. How about we take a breather, or we talk in the morning, first thing in the morning, and we talk once we've cooled down and had time to think. And it's better for both of us because instead of being all mad and like, yeah, fuck you, why'd you do this, da da da, you can think, you're like, okay, well, this happened because of this, and I could have done this better, and we can both understand each other and like communicate that, okay, we both messed up, or I messed up, I should have done this instead of this. And having that time and understanding, like, okay, we're both angry, let's give it some time, we'll talk about it in the morning, we'll talk about it in an hour, 2 hours, whatever it may be. And understanding, like, yeah, maybe it's not best we focus on this topic right now. Maybe it's better we give each other a little break and come back to it, and so we're less heated.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. Some good advice right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. So going back to like the topic of like the importance of like knowing your own like emotional intelligence. Honestly, that's like a really big that that used to be a really big issue for me. It was when you don't really know yourself as well as you believe you do. Like you try to gaslight yourself into thinking like you know the best for yourself at times when like your judgment is really clouded. You One of my main issues before when like my emotional intelligence wasn't necessarily like where I would want it to be was trying to force a relationship because knowing that like you're gonna have problems or knowing that like you're not necessarily ready for a relationship but like still like having that strong feeling of like loneliness and like you just start searching for like anyone or anything to like comfort you in that very moment and it's like at that point you're not really sure if you really do want to be in a relationship or if you're just uncomfortable being alone.
Hmm.
It's like
I think when you're that's why like I always said like you need to know your self-worth before getting into a relationship because personally I found my self-worth after getting out of a relationship. So like now like I know like or I was gonna go with this. But just like I'm okay with being alone.
Hmm.
And I think before I had a relationship I was just like, oh like that was like my biggest fear. But I think like now that I'm okay with being alone, now that I'm not actively like searching for someone to fill that void, I feel like it's made me more confident as a person. And honestly, like things will come to you. Like you shouldn't I don't know.
life will happen on its own and you shouldn't try to like
Yeah.
force it in any way.
Yeah.
That's why I would never actively go after a person because
Mm.
I'm like it would just come on its own.
Don't chase.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. People
Not
ask
chase,
for like,
attract.
No.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. People ask for like,
No.
yo, how do I like raise this dude up? And they're
Okay.
like, I'm always like, yo, just let it happen on its own, bro. Just like, dude,
I feel like on that, it's your
always
first
let it
thought
happen on its
shouldn't
own.
be, yeah, I'm trying to spit some game at this girl.
It's
It
like,
should be, I want to talk to her. I want to get to know her. I
That's
want
actually the
to meet her.
most ununabective way you could rizz up a girl. Like
Dude,
if you like
on God, bro. I saw that
let
shit
it
happen in
happen.
person.
Like,
no, we're
fuck.
back at
Dude.
like that's,
No,
that's the worst.
no.
No, like if you do it, I'm running, running the other
You about
way.
to shower
Dude,
without
I
me?
no. I kid you not. I fucking saw a dude that was planning to like go up to like introduce him to a girl. He had his camera up like this. He was like just like trying to
Dang.
like
He's so
set himself
Sigma.
up. I'm like, yo. No,
Yes,
like that shit
Mateo.
was
Yes, yes, student. Yes, Mateo.
why
Go.
What he
does it
wants.
work for me?
Huh?
Like not the cringe, not the cringeries, but like just going up to someone.
Okay,
It's
there's a
like
difference between like actually going up to someone and actually having a normal conversation and like, yo, can I, you look cute. Can I get your fucking number?
Hey,
Like,
is that a
there's like
weird?
a line
Is that a
that
what?
there's a line that you shouldn't
Alex,
cross with that. Dude, it's so unbelievably cringe when
I would
people
turn
just like,
around,
Wait.
lift up her chin.
No.
nah, that's like the
Okay. I got for the boys watching this that want a way to get a girl's number easy, right? Not easy. I'm joking. It took me a lot
It's
of
never
courage.
Bro
easy.
said any
It's not
percent.
easy.
Yeah, they
It's
patched
not
it.
easy. Okay, so you need to have a phone. Number one, don't look at the phone. You need a phone. Number one. Number two, you gotta say you need help with the test, right? And
Oh,
then
hell
Honestly,
no.
and then when she asks, oh, or when she says, yeah, I can help you. What's it about? You literally just show her the phone and show her this, a blank contact. Then she fills it out for you. You call her.
No.
Day's done.
Bro
Dude,
got
that is
I got a
the
date just like that.
also beyond.
bro
Oh,
got the
man.
I'm academically weak Riz.
No shot.
Like, no way,
Dude,
bro.
no, Alex, I did it. I did it on the sophomore cheat. There was another. Wait, was it the sophomore cheat?
You're so cringe.
No,
Not
yeah, it
too
was the
many,
sophomore
you
cheat.
can't
No,
even
wait.
you are
count.
so cringe.
absolutely
True,
no.
baby.
I
You
did
can't
not
even
know.
Yeah, like it's not cringe.
I
If it
literally
works,
went up
bro.
to a girl. I was like, "Hey,"
Bro
and
is
then
not
yeah,
the Rizzler.
He is
Bro,
at the
I
anti
kind of just
Rizzler.
like, I kind of just like,
Broken Reeds.
bro,
it
that is like
happened.
basically saying like, yeah, fuck getting to know her first. Like, just
Oh
get
no,
straight
no.
into
Then,
it,
no, then
dude. That's
after that,
like,
hey,
I mean,
after that we were
honestly,
normal. After that, everything was just like fine. We just started talking. We were chill after, and then took her on a date. Things were good, but we're not. That's not the girl I'm dating.
Bro is not in Horimiya, bro.
Bro, what the
What?
fuck?
bro is not in Aremia.
Bro is not in Toradora, bro. What are you doing?
Toradora.
Ew.
TW
What the hell?
Toradora.
Wait,
Anyways,
wait.
Both,
guys,
oh
guys,
my
guys,
God.
guys.
Both dyes hair blue.
Gotta.
Guys, with swagger and with ease, we have reached the hour-and-a-half mark for our podcast. And with that being
Wow.
said, I
The
think it's about
Yapcast?
time. The Yapcast. So with that being
All
said,
right.
I think it's time to wrap things up. Here's the thing, by the way. I don't want to be the only host. I am recommending you, the guests, or maybe even other guests, future guests, to co-host with me. I need help finding topics, formatting the outlines, and things like that. So please, if anyone wants to do that, you're welcome to. And
I'll do it with
I
you.
mean, for the next episode, I think we're gonna go and bring in some hot takes and try and discuss those as
Oh.
well on a
I'm
little bit
down.
of a lighter note.
Oh, it's gonna get heated.
So once
Ooh.
again, thank you guys for yapping
Wait,
with us.
wait,
Oh
wait,
yeah,
wait.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, brother, what now?
Since we're almost done and we are called the Yapcast, we'll take a minute each. Just yap about anything you want to.
Minute.
you
Okay,
could
just
for
Easy
like
breezy.
A minute
Okay,
is
30
Minute
seconds.
is
maybe.
Just
fucking
say
wild.
random things, anything. Just be the best professional yapper you can be. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
I don't
start.
know how to yap.
Say your name so we can conclude it.
yep,
How about
Nah.
that?
Anything.
Okay, to
mean-
conclude
anything
it,
going
how
on.
about
Awkward yap.
we go around and say what's the last thing we ate today?
Oh my God.
That's a good one.
Icebreaker
What?
type shit. Let's go.
Dude, eating
It's
food is good for
personal
you,
life,
bro.
man.
Okay, you
What
have
about
20
the
seconds.
best
Mateo, you
food
have
we
20
ate today?
seconds.
I
What?
ate. I don't even remember, man.
15 seconds.
Dude, I don't remember.
10
I'm about to
seconds.
go eat food though. With my friends.
Ooh,
Bro, it's like
Popcorn it,
almost
popcorn it.
2
what you
a.m.
know about that 24-hour subway?
2 in the morning. And what?
Whose turn? It is my turn. What did I eat last? I had a freaking. I had Taco Bell. Oh my God. A new Taco Bell just opened at the second year dorms. And like we
Mhm.
walked up to the second year dorms and I ordered Taco Bell and it was like the coolest thing. It was the greatest thing ever. It was so good.
And this is why Cal Poly still is the best CSU ever.
And we're opening another dining facility in a little bit.
Dang,
So,
y'all must be big.
yeah. I'm perpetually
Okay,
bulking, bro.
okay.
Okay. Anyways,
Alright, popcorn it.
popcorn it, popcorn it.
Oh, Miguel.
Yeah, of course. Last thing I ate was actually this Costco chocolate muffin before the podcast started.
Damn.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Always fire.
And some sparkling water. I'm addicted to it. Yeah, let's
Damn,
go with
that's
Alex.
Last thing I ate was 170 calories of hot Cheetos. And
That's That sounds
Another-
very unhealthy.
Disgusting.
Wow.
Another
Um,
100 calories of traditional yerba mate.
That
Heart
sounds
attack
very
central.
unhealthy.
What the fuck?
Wow,
That
you
is a
shouldn't
that
drink
is, that
grams
is
of
a
sugar.
college. That is a
Girl
college
dinner,
student
girl
That shit is
diet.
dinner,
nasty.
girl
Everybody
dinner.
drinks your mates in Drumline. It's so bad. I'm like, what the
You know, yerba
fuck?
mate was I
It's
think it was
really good.
invented slow.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh.
I
I don't
think
know.
it's
We're
invented more.
yapping, so let's.
like- I toured
Search
there,
it
and
up.
they're like, "Oh, you know, yerba mate started here," and I was like,
No
"Really?
shot. Really?
Really?"
What's
Oh,
it supposed to
slow.
be anyway? Is it supposed to be like a drink, just
Oh.
like a regular drink, or
Wait,
what?
Well-
are you talking about slow?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What?
Oh, did you know that's where like the Kellogg's brand was invented?
Really?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Man, this
Wait.
picked a
Two more
great
people's
thing.
dinner so that we can close off, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick, I had a protein shake with creatine, and I had some avocado toast.
Hey,
It was
okay,
introduced
California
at,
girl.
or it was made at
Okay.
Cal Poly.
Ah.
That's funny.
I had chicken, but that was kind of boring. So I'll tell
What
you the
kind of
best thing I
chicken?
ate today.
Oh, okay.
I had
Okay.
poke
Oh my god.
I had-
From
Oh my god.
from ocean.
From-
From ocean.
from
From Pokeball?
Ocean. Yes, I
Ooh,
got.
okay.
Oh, my friend works there.
Oh, really?
Pokeball?
Yeah,
But
her
there's
name's
no
EJ.
AC in there. Like they should put some AC in. Like I walk in there and it's like,
It's really
Is
hot.
it is
How's
the
it
Really
eating
stuffy.
area still closed?
huh?
Is the eating area still closed? Like, can you only go in and order and then leave?
Yeah.
Dude, that's so lame.
No,
It's
no,
like
no. You can
always
sit.
gonna
You
be
can
like,
sit there now. You can sit
Are you
there
dead
now.
ass?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can sit
No
there
way.
now.
You can sit there now.
that place looks so dead though. It always looks so dead.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's always.
Biggie B, tell us what's the last thing you ate?
Biggie B.
Biggie B woke up at 12 p.m. Biggie
Oh.
B did not eat anything until 6 p.m.
That is
And then
unhealthy.
Biggie B went to the nearest Chipotle and he got a really nice bowl of white rice, black beans. They have this new thing called carne asada. Shout out to all my Mexicans. And that was about it. I just ate one
Okay.
meal, and now I'm chewing gum for the past 3 hours.
That's awesome,
Oh,
man.
Yes,
I'm mewing.
Biggie.
That's great.
Let's go.
Should we
Alright.
do like names
I
like
was on
my
mute because
name
he was
is,
mewing.
Sorry.
Dude,
like my name is da da da, kind of to finish it off.
My
as
name is
a-
Alex.
My name is Marshall Mathers. I'm Beyonce.
My name is Miguel.
My name's Caitlyn.
My name's Piss Enriquez.
my name's
Biggie
Potatoes.
B.
Chris Enriquez. Bro's going federal.
And
The whole
yeah, we're the
name.
Yapcast. So thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys in the next episode. And I'm stopping the recording in 3, 2, 1.